Hello, everyone, once again. This is Rob, and welcome back to Media Awareness and another album review. Before I continue, however, a quick reminder the fundraiser continues. For those of you unaware, I am a disabled individual, and I use a motorized wheelchair slash scooter all day, every day for my independence. And my insurance will not cover anything with regard to my wheelchair scooter as they see it as a quote luxury item end quote. So I'm reaching out to you, my YouTube community, for your help with basically keeping my scooter up and running for me as a means of my independence. I consider myself an independent person, and without my scooter, I would be unable to function. Due to my manual dexterity issues, I cannot use a regular wheelchair whatsoever, and I have tried other scooters and other motorized wheelchairs, and they just cannot work for me. They really don't have the ability that I have with this one, and the level of independence that this scooter affords me in my everyday life. So if you can donate to the spot fund account below, it would be great, and I really appreciate it. I do want to extend a gracious, amazing thanks to those who have contributed thus far. I really appreciate you all. You're wonderful people, and I want to extend the same to those who plan on contributing, as it means the world to me, and I really love you all. Thank you so much, and thank you to those who plan on contributing as well. You're all amazing people. So this is September 29th, 2023, and the release date of the Harmony Codex by Stephen Wilson, which, as you can see, I'm not holding in my hands due to Amazon delays, and now an email saying that it is out of stock until further notice. So I am going to be looking elsewhere. I may be ordering from Stephen's site directly or a third party seller. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get a physical copy of this particular album. But I was able to listen to it on Spotify several times, in fact, and I was able to form some thoughts on the album and the latest video that was released this morning for the title track as well. So I'm going to cover all of that, including the production, the writing, the performances, and I do want to uh, just say that from the looks of things, it is a standard jewel case for the one CD edition. From what I can gather from pictures, I don't know for certain, but that would be my assumption. And that being the case, I would just be holding up a case of the actual album here for you to see. Anyway, but when I am able to get it, it'll be going on my Porcupine Tree Stephen Wilson and related shelf, and going in its proper spot there. Um, However, what are my thoughts on the album? Well, to start with, it is one of the best produced one of the best produced albums I've ever heard. It is just so grand sounding in its scale. The way the sound just hits you, no matter the track on the album, it really has this, like, people have described it as cinematic, and I don't want to seem cliche in saying that, but it really is a cinematic audio experience, if you will. You can just close your eyes and you're instantly teleported elsewhere with the production on this album alone. The songs are really all over the place. They are just amazing, and the diversity on this album is really impressive. We start the album out with a song that immediately hit me called Inclination. And I'm not going to go through all these tracks, but I'm going to highlight the ones that stood out to me personally because I want to give you an idea of what songs struck me and what songs really resonated with me personally. And that was one. As soon as it came on, I was immediately hooked, and I couldn't stop listening at that point. Um, and just the sound of that song alone, it's very unique, and it has almost somewhat of a Peter Gabriel feel to it, but at the same time, it's unique to Steven Wilson. I can honestly say it doesn't sound, the whole album doesn't sound like one person or one artist. It's all over the map, yet it really is um, quite a good representation, in my opinion, of Steven and what he's all about in terms of musical diversity. On the album, I was able to pick up on influences. Like I said, Peter Gabriel was one I picked up on. I don't know if it was consciously an influence or unconsciously rather, but it was definitely something I noticed, as well as some David Bowie influences, Prince. There's a lot going on this album. Kraftwerk, just to name a few of influences that I think are present on this particular record. So, Inclination, like I said, opens the album. What Light Brings, the previous single to today's single, was is an amazing song. I love that song so much, and it's one of my favorite songs on the album. That and his duet with Nanette Tieb, Rock Bottom, are just two of my favorite songs on the album, actually. Um, and actually, let me see here. So, aside from those two songs and the other singles on the album, Economies of Scale, Impossible Tightrope, I would have to say Beautiful Scarecrow stands out and should be a single. It's amazing. It it's just this like it's like hearing a painting. That's the only way I could describe this song. It's really unique sounding, and it is a beautiful song. The way it's arranged, the way it's performed, I absolutely love it. It's a great song. The album really just flows along at a steady pace, and we have the title track, The Harmony Codex, which was released as a video this morning, and it is spoken word, and it is really from the perspective of the short story that this particular album was based on from Stephen's book, and I thought it was a beautiful sonic experience, and I was really quite impressed with it. It really fits in nicely in the midst of all these songs. It's like in the mid section of the album, and it flows, and it adds a nice context to the album itself, and the way it's placed, it's just it stands out, but at the same time it binds everything together on the album as one cohesive piece, in my opinion. And I really think it works very well. Um, Another song that really hit me personally, whether it's a refrain from the title track in it in spoken fashion, is the final track on the album Staircase, which is a thematic element to the short story. And the words being spoken in Staircase just, it hit my heart, and I was moved to tears when I heard them again at that point. I was really taken with it. So this album is a phenomenal album, and it was definitely well worth the wait. And it was exciting to have a new Steven Wilson album to listen to in 2023. Rather surprisingly, it just kind of crept up on all of us, at least in my opinion. And I was quite excited, have been excited since I first heard about it. And it was definitely an album that is well worth it. And if you can find it, good luck. But if you can find it, grab it and have it for yourself in whatever format you can get. I'm going to attempt to get mine on CD. However, it's also available on vinyl and on Blu-ray and on cassette even. There's so many variations of this album available, and it's also available in a few different formats in terms of the actual audio itself. There's also the MP3, which I actually obtained today as well, because I wanted to have it on my computer so that way I could listen to it and not have other things play, as Spotify tends to do when it recommends artists after you're done with listening to an artist. So I wanted to just listen to the Harmony Codex this evening again. I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times today, and I wanted to get my thoughts in order on it. And those are the songs, like I said, that really stand out for me on this album and really make the album an amazing experience. And it's one that I'd recommend listening to with headphones on, or if you have an Atmos system and if you have access to this in Atmos, I'd listen to it like that. Because this is an album to be experienced, not just heard and not just appreciated for its lyrical depth and musical excellence. It is an album to be appreciated on all levels, and the sonic experience of this album, the engineering on this is phenomenal, and I really highly recommend this. So I hope you enjoyed this review of Steven Wilson's The Harmony Codex, released today, September 29th, 2023. And although I'm not holding it in my hand, I will eventually be doing so, hopefully. If any of you out there watching this know where I can obtain it at a reasonable cost and not pay out the you know what I'm talking about. Please let me know, and I will definitely do so, because I want to have this as soon as possible in my collection. This is Rob with Media Awareness. Once again, reminder the fundraiser is continuing, and any and all support is welcome. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and becoming part of my YouTube family. I'd love to have you. Also, like, share, and comment. Let me know your thoughts on the Harmony Codex if you've heard it, or if you plan on checking it out, and in what format you do plan on checking it out in. Also, what are your thoughts on the songs, and what is your favorite song on the Harmony Codex? Let me know, I'm curious. I'll see you all again soon. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.